Hello, welcome to Skill Check, the positive gaming podcast from YMCA Exeter. My name's Andy.
And my name is Becky.
And this is all a bit new.
It's a bit weird.
How are your nerves?
Yeah, I'm not great with cameras, so we'll see how this goes.
Anyway, welcome. This is, if you are listening to this through the medium of headphones, this is our first attempt at also doing a video podcast as well.
Yeah.
If this does go live on YouTube or not, I think we'll have to see how this comes out. But if you're watching us on YouTube, hello.
Welcome
to the Skill Check Studio. We've upgraded a little bit.
We have upgraded. We're not in a cupboard anymore.
Yeah. We always used to record all these in a little cupboard.
Yep.
And it felt a bit like a cupboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is amazing.
So cool. We've definitely upgraded.
Yes. How it comes out, it's a learning process like everything else in life, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get better at it, I'm sure.
So, cool. Coming up, we're going to catch up on a few bits and pieces.
I know we've been away for a while, so I feel like we need to catch up. Yeah.
Going to talk about Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Ubisoft Connect.
Yeah.
We've got, he's looking at his notes, Unravel 2.
Nice.
As a game of the week.
Game of the week.
And then first we've got gaming news. Gaming news.
Yeah. So our first piece of gaming news this week is the Super Mario movie. The Super Mario movie has broken box office records set by Frozen 2, scoring the most successful global opening of all time for an animated movie. Despite being poorly reviewed by critics, the film has been a box office success, taking home around $303 million in the first 5 days after release. In the film, Chris Pratt voices the Italian plumber, while Jack Black voices the villain Bowser. The film got a critic score of 57% on Rotten Tomatoes, which was eclipsed by a 96% audience score. Did you see it?
I have seen it.
Is it
good? We went there as a family. It is. The 10-year-old loved it.
Yep.
You know, there's lots of kind of stuff.
Okay.
There's lots of giggles, lots of laughter.
Yep.
Jack Black was awesome. Yep. Chris Pratt, I don't care if he is voicing Mario or not.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
It is a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Critics don't like it. Critics are probably there going, is this a movie that is going to tick certain boxes? You're going to want them to watch it over and over again. All that sort of stuff. To be honest, I don't know if I'm going to want to watch it more than 2-3 times.
Okay.
The kids, on the other hand, they might.
Yeah.
And I think that is the audience that it's aimed at.
Yeah.
But first time watching it, fun film.
Yeah.
Fun family film. That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
And
is there enough?
Might not be designed. It might not be there for you.
Okay.
You know,
yeah. I was gonna say because there normally is something for like adults in these kind of films, isn't there? So did you find that there was a bit of like stuff for adults in it?
Do you mean like Shrek type humour?
Yeah. Oh, not necessarily Shrek type humour. Often even like Disney films, there's like little jokes that only adults will get that kids don't.
I don't think so. Not I remember. It's
interesting.
It's just a fun film.
Yeah.
It was just a fun story.
Nice.
There might be kind of, I guess, moments where some of the plot kind of appeals more to people who've kind of gone there and kind of been there, kind of stuff about wanting people to look up to you and wanting people's kind of recognition and approval.
Yep.
Which I guess is more of a universal thing. Mm-hmm. But you know, that's something that I guess adults relate to. Yeah. But yeah, it's just a good fun film.
Fun. Nice. Okay, cool. Second piece of gaming news. Sega buys Angry Birds. Sega has agreed to buy games maker Rovio.
All about the mobile.
Yes, it is. We're back to the mobile gaming again. The company behind Angry Birds. The Japanese company has paid £625 million for the Finland-based company. Rovio has said that Angry Birds was the first mobile game to be downloaded more than 1 billion times. Rovio is expecting the mobile game market to grow by 56% by 2026. Sega is going to use Rovio's knowledge in mobile gaming to help bring current and new titles to the global mobile gaming market.
Billion times. I mean, I knew Angry Birds was big, but billion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot.
A billion.
I know, it's a little bit unbelievable, but I do think, I was trying to think back to when Angry Birds was first released, and I think everybody had it on their phone.
That's true, it is.
I had it on my phone. I don't think I have it on there anymore, but...
It is ridiculous.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah, it's about mobile games.
And we had this conversation before where we were talking about, when we were talking about Sony versus... Microsoft.
Oh, we were doing so far.
I know, we're going so well with it.
Even in script.
But actually, their acquisition of Activision isn't really about Call of Duty. It's more about mobile gaming and how mobile gaming is going to grow so much in the next few years. So yeah, it's another.
Want in.
Yeah, Sega want in, which is another thing.
Enough.
So it might mean that you have more Sonic games on your mobile, which will be interesting.
More good Sonic games on the mobile?
I mean, are there good Sonic games on the mobile? I think they're all a bit bitty, aren't they? But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see, I think. Yeah, cool. Our third piece of gaming news, and we're going back to Sony. The PlayStation 5 has now been on sale in the US for more than 29 months and has sold more than the PS4 did in the same time period. The PS5 was the best-selling console in terms of both units sold and dollars generated for March 2023, and is also the best seller for calendar year so far. The news comes as Sony quietly raised the prices of games across PC platforms, suggesting that Sony doesn't really care about PC gamers.
Okay, let's put a full stop there, because I think that's already two interesting kind of nuggets of news and information. Basically, PS5 is huge.
Yep.
And Sony PC game prices are silently creeping upwards.
Up.
Which takes us back to the same old argument of knowing what it is you want. Can you afford it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, they're desperate to people to buy the PlayStation.
Hold off a little bit of time. Yeah, people just want to buy PlayStation.
Well, they want them to buy PlayStations, so what they're doing is raising the prices of PC games so that it's cheaper to buy PlayStation games, and then people will be ready to buy PlayStations.
And there's a reason why
you made me pause.
I made you pause because I feel like I've been building up
to this moment
over the last couple of episodes. Yeah. You know, we did an almost entire episode where I raved about The Last of Us TV show.
Shall I read a little bit of
do it.
So as well as this, the long-awaited release of The Last of Us Part 1 on Steam has been plagued by crashing and excruciatingly long loading times. And Andy's face, I mean, you need to watch the video podcast for this, because Andy's face is very distressed because he was waiting so long for this game to be available on a PC platform, and now he's sad because it's rubbish. He's very sad.
Is it rubbish? Yeah.
The game is the same game as it was before.
So the game is good. When I manage to get the game to load, when it runs, runs fine.
Yeah.
It's a good game, and it's definitely different to the TV show. I understand.
Yeah.
Why some people are like, oh, it's not the same. Well, it's not the same. It's TV.
One's a TV show, one's a game.
Show, yeah, and I understand why they've made some changes.
Yeah.
Granted, I can't necessarily get the graphics to work as nicely as I'd like it to.
Yeah.
But man alive, I've been meaning to count the amount of times they've released patches so far.
Wow.
And it's only been out for a few weeks.
Wow.
When you load it up, particularly when you first load it up, and I think what happens is that after a patch or after particular patches, it does this again.
Yeah.
Now it calculates shaders.
Yeah.
Which is basically how it handles things like textures and lights and things like that, and that takes an age to do. And I think that's what threw people to start with in that. And the advice I saw was that when you first load it up, to let it finish loading up and working out what it wants to do with the textures and things like that within the game before you hit start. Because if you hit start and it's still doing this, it is a lot of work. And for all other games, it's getting almost as simple to game on a PC than it is on a console. And then this comes along. And it is a lot of work compared to how it should be. So it is all a bit of a letdown. It does. It kind of does and doesn't in that I'm like one of the lucky people with a PC that can actually run the flipping thing. I've got one device that will run it, and it's I mean, so I'm lucky. I'm happy I get to play it. The fact I get to play it is a good thing. It's a good game. But as you said, it's complicated. It shouldn't be this complicated. There should not be this amount of patches needed to be released within the first few weeks. My personal bugbear with it is, when you play a game and it tells you what control to press, what button to press. Gives me the PlayStation equivalent when I'm using like Xbox style controller. I'm like, flip's sake, I don't have a triangle button on this controller.
It's getting very angry.
I'm fine.
And we could talk about this all day, like his little rant about how The Last of Us went on his PC after he waited for it for so long.
I mean, I guess I understand people being disappointed with it. I'm happy with what I've got, but I understand the level of disappointment and level of upset and anger, and I guess it's an argument really for not buying games day one on PC.
You're gonna wait a bit. Well, surprisingly, that is the end of gaming news.
Right.
Yes.
Shall we talk Ubisoft?
Because
the good news is Ubisoft Connect, so the kind of subscription thing from Ubisoft has come to Xbox.
Nice.
Which is good news. Because it means that games from Ubisoft are now more easily accessible on Xbox. Good news, right?
Good news, What's the not so good news?
So, where's the amount? To be able to get it on Xbox, you have to cough up £14.99 a month.
That's expensive.
Okay, that is for what's called the multi-access plan.
Right.
And granted, from that, you also get kind of cloud gaming, so you can play games like Assassin's Creed on via the cloud, and you can also do that via Amazon Luna as well.
Yes. Yeah, we talked about that.
Which basically means you can play any games almost any game from Ubisoft pretty much wherever you are. Which is a good thing.
Okay.
But $14.99 a month.
That is expensive.
I'm like, so for Xbox Game Pass. And yes, I know that Game Pass is ridiculously cheap in an attempt to get lots of people subscribing and to try and make the money just by sheer force of numbers of people giving their money to Xbox. $14.99 a month in comparison. So Xbox Game Pass is currently $10.99 a month.
Okay.
And that is the all singing, all dancing version.
Okay.
Right. So there are actually cheaper versions of Game Pass out there. Okay. So if you just want Game Pass on your console and that's all you want it for, I think it's something like $7.99.
Okay. Interesting.
Which, when you compare that to $14.99 and $7.99, at the moment of recording, gets you a few Ubisoft games as part of that as well. Which I think Odyssey and Unity, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Basically the Roman and the Egypt ones.
Right.
But you can also, via Xbox, you can also get games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla for about $18.99 on sale at the moment.
So
and then that's
whether...
yours to kind of download and keep. And
so it's whether it's worth spending the £15 a month, pretty much, on the Game Pass, or whether it's worth just buying the games outright.
Yeah, and I think that is what I'm saying, and I think that's what a lot of other people are saying as well. It's like people going, "Oh, this is good. This is a good thing." That hang on, it's how much?
Yeah.
Because it's $14.99.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, if you're already getting Game Pass,
yeah,
all of a sudden that is the best part of £30 a month.
Yeah. Do you have to get Game Pass to get the Ubisoft pass?
No.
Okay.
You could get
so
one.
You could get one and not the other. But then, would you do that?
I think, well, I don't know, because I think what a lot of people were hoping for were for Ubisoft Connect to be part of Game Pass.
Yeah.
And there is, because with Game Pass Ultimate, you can get access to EA games as well.
Yeah.
So it becomes quite a huge collection of video games. I think people were hoping that Microsoft were going to be able to do a deal with Ubisoft to basically include Ubisoft games as part of this.
Yeah.
It's not happened.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it's the same a bit with Luna, though, wasn't it? When we were looking at Luna the other week, that everything you wanted to add extra to it, you had to pay for. So it seems that they're now racking up costs with it.
Yeah. I think, but even just looking at Luna, I think that was something like $7.99.
I think it was £7. I felt like the Ubisoft one was £7 or something on Luna. Ish.
No, I think with Luna, you still had to pay out for Ubisoft Connect or something like that.
Yeah.
But with just for Luna games, so with that you get games like Sonic and Resident Evil and a load of other games as part of the Amazon Luna package.
Yeah.
That was just $7.99 a month.
Yeah.
Which, in comparison to $14.99.
Yeah. But then if you wanted to get the Ubisoft games on Luna, you'd still have to pay extra. But I really don't feel like I think we looked at it, and I don't think I would actually look at it again just to check how much it was. I don't think it was as much as the £15 that you have to pay for Xbox. So
I guess what we're saying is, if you want a game subscription, really think about it, right?
Yeah, really think about it. Yeah. And also, I think it's good to learn how to go, okay, which games do I want to play? What's the best way of budgeting in for those games? So it might be worth just not paying for the Ubisoft thing for a month and then buying a game outright. It really depends, how you're going to play them and how much you're going to play them and which games you're going to play.
Yeah. I think, that last question, which games are you going to play?
Yeah. Because if you wouldn't want, if you only want one Ubisoft game and you want one EA game, it's actually not worth paying for.
I'm very aware we're taking a break for Easter, and I'll come back angry about the state of gaming industry.
He's come back so cross about everything that's going on in gaming.
Last of Us, I'm cross about Ubisoft, I'm cross about how much everything costs.
Yeah, and when it seems like a bit of they haven't judged it right. Particularly now with cost of living going up, I just don't feel like they've maybe judged this the right way. They could have really offered it in a different way, and I feel like they just haven't judged it right.
Well, obviously Ubisoft have some hope. We'll, I guess, stay tuned and see what they do.
Yeah. And now it's time for Andy's Game of the Week. Andy, what's your game this week? Are you going to try and introduce yourself then?
I was just getting confused over where the record buttons were on the screen.
Okay. Yep.
Well, hopefully,
yep.
if you're watching this on our video podcast, you'll see some game footage behind us. Using the Marvel technology, you see snippets from Unravel 2.
Yes.
Which is a very bizarre game when you try and talk about it, when you try and break it down into what it actually involves.
Yep.
So on one hand, it's a very kind of basic puzzle platformer where you are controlling two different characters as you try and make your way across the landscape ahead of you.
Yeah.
So very much going from your left to your right. Very classic, very traditional, very almost retro in its approach.
Yeah.
Graphic-wise, it's not retro at all. It's a beautiful looking game. The characters are made out of yarn, if you're American, wool, if you're English. So there is this game mechanic where you're kind of throwing kind of bits of wool over kind of obstacles and pulling each other up. What we love about this game at home is that it's 2-player.
Yeah.
Or it can be 2-player, and it's a 2-player. It's couch. You kind of sat there in front of a TV screen and it's trying to work out together.
Yeah. It's collaborative.
That's a good word.
Yeah. I so rarely for your game of the week, Andy, I've actually played this game.
Excellent.
Normally when we have your game of the week, I've never played the games that you were talking about. But I have actually played this one, and we enjoy it because it's a collaborative game, so you have to work together. So if you've got obstacles you have to get over, so one of you will have to like throw some yarn, the other will have to like crawl up, and then the other person. So it's nice.
An element of actually working together. It's an element of someone having a strop over how to do it.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Yeah. Is an element of the person throwing a strop just going, because what we picked up on is there's a mechanic in the game where one character can basically be carried by the other character. Is an element there of the person throwing the strop just going, carry me through this.
Yeah.
That's good, because that's what we had.
Yeah.
This is me playing with my daughter. Not my wife.
Let's make that clear.
So good fun game. It is found on many platforms. Possibly not the cheapest. It's possibly not the sort of game you see on sale often.
Yeah.
But if you do see it on sale, it's probably worth picking up if you're looking for a 2-player co-op game.
Yeah. There's another game that I would totally recommend if you're really into 2-player games. I didn't check how much it was before. It Takes Two, which is another game. It's very similar.
I need to play this.
Yeah, so there's like a husband and a wife. They get shrunk by their child, and then they have to like find their way back to their child.
Is that a game that forces you to play 2-player?
I don't know. I did more research. I've only ever played it 2-player because I normally am playing with like my brother-in-law, so I've never like tried to play it. I think you can play it on one person, but I think you have to like hop between like father and mother. I was going to say mum and dad. Husband and wife. That's the one.
Mum and dad.
Yep, that's the one. And so it's a really good game, and it's nice. It's very similar to this in terms of how you have to collaborate together and work together in order to be able to, get through the game. Basically,
I keep meaning to play that. That's probably going to come up at some point.
Yeah, we can talk more about it when you've played it.
Yes, but that is this week's Game of the Week.
Nice. Yeah, and that's all we've got time for this week. I really hope that you've enjoyed this podcast and also video podcast. So
if this makes it
online. If this makes it online, hopefully it will. We're working on it. If you want to you can find us on all social medias at YMC Exeter, and you can find us on Instagram at YMC Exeter Games. We're there. I'm going to cough. That's not good.
Yes, that's right. We are going to live stream Becky choking to death now. We hope that you this finds you well, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.